Hi everyone, welcome to Greeklish Outdoors. Today we're having a first look at the NatureHike Cloudwing 2. So, stick around. So I bought this tent a few weeks ago. I've not yet taken it out of the bag, so it is going to be a first look for you and for me too. I first saw this tent on AliExpress and it was going for around about $260. Since then I've seen it on Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.de, which is where I purchased it from. So I'm really excited about this tent. I've been using the Cloud Up 1 for some time, and to be honest it's a little bit small. This is a two-person tent, similar size to the Cloud Up 2, but there is a slight difference to the way it's set up. But first let's get out of the bag and see what you get. So firstly, you do get a ground sheet, a mat as they call it, included in this. So I'm going to put this down first and then we'll have a look at the other components. So first of all, it comes in this nice roomy stuff sack. In the stuff sack itself, you do have the instructions of the Cloudwing 2, and then with this nice compression strap here, keep it all in place. So that is everything you get. So the mat, the stakes, guy line, main tent, aluminium poles. Let's get this thing put up and I'll show you exactly why it's a little bit different from the traditional Cloud Up 2. So there we have it, the NatureHike Cloudwing 2. As you can see, the frame is on the outside. It's got these extra two bars here to give it a little bit more support and pull the roof out a little bit more for a bit more space inside. It's meant to be a little bit better in the wind than the Cloud Up 2. I know it's not the best pitch today that I've got here, but the ground is just so full of rocks. It can be pulled tighter than this. Obviously you have your guy line, so you can pull it again out a little bit tighter than this if you need to do. One thing I can say as well is that when you are putting this tent up, make sure all the poles are in those metal holes first before you then connect those plastic clips for the body. Otherwise it's very, very hard to try and get, especially the top poles, into the holes properly. So there are two variants of this one, the gold and the blue. They both contain the mat. The pack size on this is 48 centimeters by 14 centimeters. The fly is made from a 10D nylon, the floor is made from a 20D nylon, and the poles are 7001 aluminium alloy. The dimensions of this tent, a total length of 280 centimeters with a vestibule length of 60 centimeters. That means inside you have a usable length of 220 centimeters. It has a maximum height of 1 meter. The width at the entrance here is 80 centimeters. The width at the inner door is 135 centimeters, and the rear of the tent has a width of 105 centimeters. The blue version, which I'll put on the screen, is slightly different. The fly on that is a 15D nylon. The dimensions are slightly different on the blue one as well. It's slightly smaller at 275 centimeters. Because of that, you do sacrifice on the bedroom area, which is reduced to 215 centimeters, and it is not quite as high as the gold version at a mere 90 centimeters. I really love the colour of this. As you can see here, I've not pulled it quite tight enough, but that's easily fixed. As I said, this is my first pitch of this tent. It'll take a little bit of getting used to as it's slightly different to the ones I've already used. The floor does feel super thin, so you definitely need this extra mat underneath to protect the floor, especially in places like this where I'm at now in the forest, where there's lots of twigs and rocks. Even though they say it's a double skin tent, it's more of a hybrid tent, as yes, at the front here you have your netting, and then there is the porch area. The sides, yes, you have your material and you have your mesh, and then as you can see there's the outer layer there. But on the end of the tent here, it is just purely a single layer. I can see here the outer layer and the inner layer both join to a point here in the tent, and then this part then is a single skin. It's a little bit deceptive online because they do state it is a full double skin tent. Because of that, and because there's not a massive amount of mesh in here, condensation could be a problem if it's wet outside, if it's cold outside. I wanted something that's compact and lightweight for summer camping, so this should be fine. Obviously this is just a first look. I will be testing this further during this summertime. If I lay down here, you can see my head here, and there is all this space over there for a second person or your gear. So it technically could be for two people. My only concern is, as it tapers here, my big feet are having to push up against the outer of the tent there, which might mean my feet might get wet. Preferably, I'd like to be in the middle, of course. So for me, this is a single person tent, and at a push, you could have your friend in here with you. But it would be very cozy. One thing I do really like in this is that I can sit up. Me as someone 6'2", in a lot of these compact lightweight tents I'm having to hunch over. Here I can actually fully sit up straight, and there's a tiny bit of gap as well there. That is a real bonus point for me, because if you're stuck in your tent due to bad weather, then it's not very nice if you have to lay down all the time, or if you're hunched down like I am in some other tents. The zip is very smooth. No snagging there. The storm cover for the zip is very large. It stays in place with this Velcro, and I don't think you're going to get any water through that. As you can see here with my hand, there's quite a bit of a gap between the floor and the outer fly, which means air will go underneath, but it is pulled far enough out that you shouldn't get any splashback from any rain. So that was the first look at the Cloud Wing 2. So far, I really like it. This is a perfect tent for me for a multi-day trip, as it is so much lighter than my other tents. As it is lightweight, I do have concerns over the durability of the materials, but so far the quality seems very good. So what did you think of the Cloud Wing 2? Is it something you'd want to purchase yourself? If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, much love, see you next time.